Hey everybody, so a couple videos ago we talked about how you can continue to get your earnest money out throughout the course of a transaction, and one of those points was the inspection objection. And so we had a little bit of feedback from that video from people who said, well, what all does an inspection entail, and how would we want to stop the contract because of what we found in the inspection? And that's what we're going to tackle today. Hey, I'm Mark Hubert with Mark Hubert Real Estate. I am an agent here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And again, as I mentioned, we're going to tackle what goes into a home inspection. So about 7 to 10 days after the acceptance of a contract, you're going to want to make sure that you have an inspection done so you can provide the seller and the selling agent an inspection objection. So one thing that the inspector is going to do is he's going to come in and he's responsible for checking out the operability of the major components. Things like, is the water heater working? Is it heating the water the way it's supposed to? Is the furnace kicking on when I go to the thermostat and kick up that? Also the AC. Now obviously they can't hit the AC all times of year, only because it has to be a certain temperature. I believe it's 65 for a period of time in order to run the air conditioning. But it's interesting because even in the middle of summer, it's 90 degrees outside, and here's your inspector turning on the furnace to make sure that it works, and it's already hot. So it's really unique how they do that. He'll run the cycle in the dishwasher. He'll make sure that the dishwasher is operating appropriately. He'll turn the stove on and make sure that the stove is operating the way that it should. Both stove top and inside the oven, they'll do that. So all those components, the inspector is going around the home and making sure all of those things are operating appropriately. He'll get on the roof. He'll take a look at the roof and make sure that the roof is in good enough condition. Now, bear in mind, he's not a certified roofer, so he's just looking for surface things. So he's looking for hail damage. He's looking for anything that's visible. He's not going to get in there and do a full-on roof inspection the way that a certified licensed roofer would do. He's going to look at gutters. Are the gutters hanging off? Are they properly secured? Are there leaks anywhere? Are there visible leaks that we need to address? Things like that. He's going to look at the garage door. Is the garage door functioning the way that it should? One thing that we see a lot on the garage door portion of inspections is the sensor being not sensitive enough, meaning that if the inspector walks into the line of sight of the sensor, it's not tripping the garage door to go back up, and he'll ask to have that adjusted. That's one of the big things that we see with the operability of the garage door. He'll get in the attic. He'll take a look to make sure that there is the appropriate amount of insulation up there. Pikes Peak Regional Building requires so much insulation in the attic, and they're going to get up there to make sure that it meets code. The fire door, he'll open the fire door. Fire doors are the door between your living space and the garage, and technically you're supposed to have self-closing hinges on those, so the hinges are pretty heavy duty and that door should close if you open it. We see that a lot. Not every home has that. Those are pretty easy to install, but it doesn't hurt to ask to throw that in the objection. He'll get in the crawl space if the home has one. Obviously in basement scenarios it won't, but he'll hop in the crawl space. What's the foundation look like? Is there vapor barrier down? Anything like that. Windows and doors. They'll take a look at windows and doors. Are they sealed properly? Are they operating correctly? Going up and down, locking, latching, all that good stuff. Doors, he'll want to make sure that those are all latching. He'll want to make sure that the weather stripping on the exterior doors is appropriate and effective for the home that you're taking a look at. He'll go outside. He'll look at the exterior drainage, meaning the ground is not coming toward the foundation of the home, where you could have some issues later down the line where water is coming into the foundation and could jeopardize the structural integrity. He'll go out front, he'll look at the driveway concrete, so on and so forth. Is it heaving? Is it spalling, meaning chipping away? Is it cracked? Is it unlevel? He'll look at all that stuff and make recommendations to you, the buyer, as to whether or not you should do any sort of improvements or repairs. And he'll have those recommendations ready for you to provide to the seller and the selling agent, saying, hey, we found these things and we're going to need those fixed. He'll also turn on the faucets, he'll flip light switches, things like that. But the bigger stuff, like we were talking about earlier, the major components, and then the concrete, the roof, the garage door, those larger components, he's basically making sure that you are taken care of. It's important to understand inspection reports are proprietary, meaning you're going to pay for the inspection report as the buyer. And so that's your report. You do not have to share that with any other party, whether that be your agent or the seller's agent. It helps a lot of times make the transaction go a little bit smoother so they can see what the inspector was talking about, and it also ensures that the right repairs are getting done that you and the inspector talked about. Hey, as always, we hope you found value in this. As always, we ask you to politely go right over here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.